Welcome, everybody, to the TUBCAST. On tonight's show, we're going to be talking about CES 2019, Bungie splitting from Activision, and also our New Year's resolutions. Thanks, everybody. We've been gone for a while, but I don't want to forget to introduce ourselves to yourselves. My name is Eric, and as always, I'm joined by Kyle.
Hello.
And Jeremy.
It's me.
And we're the Minute Tub, and this is a TUBCAST back in 2019.
Yes.
Praise the spaghetti monster in the sky. Woo. We're back.
I thought he was in space.
Oh, is he? I don't know. I don't know where the spaghetti monster is. Nathan's not here to tell me anymore.
Jeez, you got to bring us right down.
Oh, man.
Remember when we used to have that goat sound when you said something you weren't supposed to say?
Oh, it's still there.
I feel like we need the goat sound for
Yeah, I don't think
two
it was
names.
a goat sound. It was a tugboat.
A tugboat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we need
You
to bring it
want that?
back. Anytime those names that shall not be named are named, you can tugboat us.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, don't
Yeah.
Urban Dictionary that.
Ooh, yeah. Anyways, Jolliver says, it's all new and short. Super short. Yeah, you know.
Is it short?
We wanted to have that intro be a little briefer and, like, you know, help the YouTuber especially, you know,
Yeah.
the short
They have a
attention
hard
span
time.
YouTuber who's watching this later, you know, jump
Get
into
right
the
into
show.
it.
So
And it gives us more talkie time.
more talkie time. That's what we're here to do. We're here to talkie. But before we jump into the stories to this evening, we have been gone for 2 weeks, so I would hope that there are things in our lives worth talking about.
Well,
Probably. Jeremy, you don't look like you have anything to talk about. That look on
I'm
your
gonna be
face
honest,
was like,
and
I don't know what happened in the last 2
I'll
weeks.
start, okay?
Okay, let's
I'll
hear
start.
Okay, yeah, what's going on, Jeremy? What have you been up to?
Christmas, Santa Claus brought me sickness. So I've been dealing
That's why
with a
mommy's
major-
supposed to kiss Santa and not you.
it. Yeah.
Go figure that's what caused it.
Too much beard on beard action. That's where
Anyway.
the sickness stays.
That's true. Where the sickness
Jeremy is down with the sickness.
So I'm apologize
as long as
early
from
for,
a fat old man.
Yeah, so I'm apologize early for the turning and coughing.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
That's because you're sick. You're not at the doctor's office.
That is correct.
No, Kyle, where's your hands? Hand
Right
check.
here.
Woo,
All right,
that was cold.
Good deal.
Anyway, let's see what else.
You've just been sick. That's it.
I went and saw a movie that I was really looking forward to seeing.
Bumblebee.
No,
Oh.
you're gonna probably think it's even worse than that.
Oh no.
That's actually getting really good reviews, and I kind of want to see it. I'm
Bumblebee
surprised.
is?
Yeah, it's like a 90
Yeah,
something.
I've heard it's supposed to be one of the
I do want to
best.
see it, but that's
One
because
of the
I
best Transformers in a while.
forced myself to watch all the Transformers.
I stopped after the third one.
I stopped after the second one.
Not in
You're
theaters.
probably better than me.
No,
I
I'm not
mean,
better.
I'll rent them for $3.
No, I mean
later.
you didn't have to live through that pain.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Anyways, what
Anyway,
movie did you
so,
see?
It's because I think these guys are normally funny.
Oh, you saw the
You
Sherlock
saw the
Holmes.
Sherlock
I
Holmes.
saw.
Was it that bad?
I saw the.
Was it as
Holmes
bad as
and
Rotten
Watson
Tomatoes
movie.
says it is?
See, I was hoping Rotten Tomatoes would be wrong on this one, right? Like
Yeah.
sometimes you're like, oh, it can't be that bad.
It was still
because-
funny. Like, it was
Oh
bad,
no,
but
it
it was funny.
not funny at all.
Oh.
It was like,
Oh.
oh, these guys think they're funny, but these jokes are old.
Oh,
Like,
no.
It was really, really, really bad.
Was it, like, uncomfortable, kind of?
Yes,
like,
it
awkward?
was.
Like,
Yeah.
oh.
It didn't help that I was the only person in the theater. No joke.
I just
Nobody else in the theater.
I've been trying to watch, like, some episodes of comedians in cars getting coffee with Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And, like, I watched the episode with Will Ferrell, but it was, like, from a couple years ago. And it was weird to see him as a normal dad guy. Like, he's just a dad, and he's just, like...
Right.
And it was weird because it was the first time I was like, oh, he's just getting older and he's not quite as relevant, and like he's just sitting there laughing at these like old man jokes with Jerry Seinfeld, and like
Yeah, that's pretty much what the movie
and I was just like, that's interesting. Was it rated R or was it rated PG-13?
PG-13.
So were the jokes a lot cleaner than they used to be, like from like Step Brothers and stuff like?
Oh
no.
yeah, significantly.
Okay.
I wonder if that would
And
cripple
to be
them.
I think that may have made it even worse because it was almost like they wanted to be worse but couldn't. I don't know, but it just was I mean, Sherlock Holmes isn't like well told story, right? It's not the first time. someone's done a Sherlock Holmes.
Right.
And the plot itself was terrible. And that it just kind of, there's this point where they like knock out the Queen of England and like think they killed her and try stuffing her in a trunk. I'm not giving away too much, and it was just like this really awkward weirdness of them trying to stuff this short old lady in a box. And I'm like, they lost the funny in this. So anyway, definitely suggest you go see it because it's terrible.
All right.
So that's all Jeremy did. He got sick and he watched a movie that he didn't enjoy.
Because I watched that movie on Tuesday because that was the first day since Christmas I felt decent enough to leave the house.
Oh.
This Tuesday, like 2 days ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Jeez.
You almost died then.
No, my wife had it worse than I did because she had to have like one of her tonsils lanced because
Whoa.
What?
Yeah.
What on earth is lancing?
She had walking pneumonia and bronchitis and like she had it worse than me.
What on
I gotta
earth is
admit.
lancing a tonsil?
So I guess there was like a blood pocket
No.
called an abscess, which is a generic term for a growth that shouldn't be there, right? And so she had to go in immediately for surgery. I mean, it's a walk in, walk out surgery, but still.
That is no.
Yeah, she's had it much worse than me. So, I guess it wasn't that bad for me.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Kyle, what have you been up to other
I
than
got-
lancing tonsils?
I got sick as well.
Oh, cool.
But not for as long. I actually was. It was really only one day that I felt like I was.
Whoa! That was louder than I remembered. But hey, thank you for subbing.
Hey, what?
Kyle.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, wait, who subbed?
What?
It says you subscribed.
I know. I didn't do anything. I'm not subscribed. I don't think. I sure.
Good job.
Wait,
Kyle.
did somebody gift me? Is
Yeah,
someone just-
Jolliver gifted you.
Okay. I was gonna say.
Kyle's really confused.
I was gonna say there goes some money.
Oh,
Who
that's
hacked my
amazing.
account? Okay, thank you, Jolliver.
That's amazing.
Thanks for subscribing me to my own channel. It's
It's
perfect.
about time. The gift is all right. So that works. We know that
Nice.
works.
Thank
It's
you,
really
Jolliver.
loud too. I don't know why that's so loud. We'll have to figure that out. Anyways, so you got
so
sick.
I got sick for
Okay.
it was only for like a couple days that really I was really
Okay.
down.
But what did you do?
I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey while I was sick.
You 100%ed it.
No.
Finish it
I'm
at
trying
least?
to finish it. Yeah, it's that game is weird. How it's one of those where you have to hit certain levels to be able to you have to level up your character enough to be able to move to the next mission. I'm not very far from the end, I don't think, but I haven't progressed enough, so I've got to do some leveling up, which is going to probably annoy me. But
You got it, Kyle.
I got it.
What
and I'll
else were
finish
you
it.
doing?
I got very annoyed with the post office this week because I had
So you
ordered.
went postal?
No, I did not go postal. Thank you.
I just checking.
No, I ordered because I got a new phone over Christmas. So I ordered a phone case and I ordered some stickers from Redbubble, and the phone case got here today, but the stickers I have still not seen. I didn't think that ordering them separately or ordering them together that it would have been something that would, not show up together. But the stickers started in somewhere Iowa,
Okay.
shipped and went down to Kansas City, so they passed us there. Then they came up through Omaha and went out to Hastings, which was west.
Wow.
Hastings, Nebraska, which is west of us. So that was the second time that it passed us. And then when they realized that they had missent it by sending it to Hastings, then they sent it, and it is now in Des Moines. So it has passed me.
Just to be clear for people who don't know,
We're
are
right in the middle of
Omaha.
all of those.
We're like in Omaha, so yeah.
So that is 3 times that they have passed through this city in the mail system between UPS and USPS. And fingers crossed, they finally get delivered on Saturday when it says they're supposed to. But who knows? I may have to try and
It
pull
may
some,
go to Colorado and then to Chicago and then down to
right,
Austin,
and then
Texas.
over to China,
Yeah.
and then through
which is probably where it came from.
And then in 180 days, you'll get it.
yeah,
That was
Around the world.
a reference to. Cool.
yeah.
Well,
so that's what I've been waiting on.
Are they good stickers?
I think they're good ones. I got them from my work computer, and I got one with Michael Scott from the episode where they were talking about inmates, and he decided to do Prison Mike, and he put on the bandana backwards. And I got it just the size so it'll fit right over the apple on my work computer. Nice. So,
all right.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Well, I was away.
I like stickers.
For a break. Let's see, what did I do? Oh, I got sick.
I'm sensing a theme here, guys.
Yeah.
It's probably good we didn't have any shows, so we didn't have to cancel them.
That is true.
I was sick for a good while there. It was gross, and but it aligned with some time off I had from work, and
yeah, it worked out nice for me too.
Mine didn't.
Just stayed, and I ate some. Actually, it was like right towards I got sick right before I got like time off from work, so I still kind of. Anyways, I'm better now. I've been watching.
Congratulations.
I've been watching a lot of TV and movies over this time.
Is there anything like new? Because there's stuff that came out in December that's like new seasons of stuff, but
the newest
thing. Catch old
the
stuff?
newest thing I watched was The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Amazon Prime.
Now that's supposed to be pretty good, right?
I watched the second season just came out, so we my wife and I started the first season and watched through the second season of that. I absolutely love that show. It is about
Marvelous Mrs.
Maisel. It's about a female comic in the 50s, and kind of how obviously that time was even more so ran by men, and like how like she because around that time you're starting to see comics like Lenny Bruce and the more like stream of thought comedians who aren't just like getting up there and telling a joke or doing slapstick or something. They're like kind of talking about their lives or talking about just kind of these make-believe scenarios and different things like that. Like that type of comedy was kind of in its infancy. And like she, like, I'm not going to tell the whole plot, but anyway, she kind of gets into comedy through some circumstances.
So is it real life based?
No, but it is like actually Lenny Bruce is a real comedian and he's in the show, like an actor plays him obviously. But some people have said that it's based on Joan Rivers slightly, like when she was younger, obviously. It was in the 50s. But it's loosely based. And so it's a really, really good show. I enjoy it a lot. I mean, I'm kind of a stand-up, so I feel like I've been on this thing of watching stand-up comedians.
Because you watched that Adam Sandler.
Well,
which I still haven't watched.
That was a while ago.
I tried to start it, and my stupid Roku didn't want it to play.
Roku.
It's the worst.
So I watched that. And then I watched. I've been watching a lot of like the Seinfeld show, like I was saying. Where he's talking about comedians.
I've seen that on Netflix and scrolled by it and been like, maybe someday.
I watched that Bumping Mics miniseries on Netflix with like Dave Attell and the guy that's always on the Comedy Central roasts. I can't think of his name, but they were pretty much in the Comedy Central. Or in the Comedy Cellar over a weekend doing 3 shows, and they had like different guests on there. They had Bob Saget. They had the best was probably Gilbert Gottfried, who is his stand-up is so obscure, and the voice, he could just say anything and it makes you laugh because he's so pretty much all of his jokes had the same punchline. They ended up about you or whoever this person is he's talking about having intercourse with their grandma. That's how every joke ended in some form or another.
So perfect for Trevor.
Trevor loves it. It's Trevor's comedy. But he's not here. Sorry, sad. No, but it was just like it was okay.
Play this game. We're gonna play it right.
Yeah,
okay.
The punchline on itself is not like an original punchline or that funny.
But with Gilbert Gottfried's voice,
his delivery, and then it just always being these long stories that you don't think are going in that direction always end up ending that way. And it's just so stupid. So I watched that, and then I watched a couple movies that I can't. I watched Bird Box, which
Bird Box.
that was actually really good. I liked it a lot.
Jeremy, you didn't watch it, did you?
I don't know what it is.
Oh
It's a Netflix movie. Original.
That doesn't
No,
entirely
I mean,
surprise
I've
me.
seen it on Netflix.
Well, there you go.
that
You know what it
exists
is
there.
then.
No, I know nothing about it.
It's
Maybe
a
is the right way to
movie.
put it.
It's a movie.
I know
yeah.
that a lot of people have said they don't want to know anything about it.
Why is that?
I don't know. I was glancing through the Twitterverse at New Year's resolutions in advance of talking
We'll
about
get
them.
there.
I know. I'm just saying, and there was numerous ones of people saying that they wish they never knew what it was, or that they never want to know what it is.
There's a lot of people doing the Bird Box challenge
So.
where they wear a blindfold and try to do daily tasks, which is not safe.
We thought about doing this show.
I know, but I
in
couldn't.
the Bird Box
I
challenge.
Didn't have
How
any
would that be
blindfolds.
hard?
It wouldn't be too hard actually.
We couldn't read anything on the screen.
Yeah.
Would I have a blindfold on too?
Yes.
It'd be
That
hard.
would make it better.
No, but I really went into it thinking, this is going to be kind of a subpar whatever Netflix flick, and
It's got a
I
pretty
left
decent
it.
cast.
I liked it a lot. It was really
Yeah.
really entertaining. It was well done.
It felt to me like it was kind of a mix between what I think that A Quiet Place is based on the trailers, because I still haven't seen that one, and The Happening. It kind of like I'd seen somebody describe it that way too, and I was like, that seems like that would be accurate.
I mean,
Though I haven't-
fundamentally, it's very different, but I get the parallels that you would draw from that.
Parallels
Right?
of it.
It's like because the whatever the monster or the
thing.
the bad thing is like it causes you to inflict self-harm, and like where The Quiet Place was, it was awesome. Jolliver, you're correct.
Yeah, it's on my list.
It's much more of, hey, you got to be quiet because the monsters are going to hear you and they're going to come and hurt you.
Right.
So what genre would Bird
Bird
Box
Box,
be?
a lot of people are like, oh, it's a horror, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's not a
no,
horror.
It's more like more of a
Suspense?
suspenseful film type.
thriller?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
like that. But it's not. It's not like a slasher film or anything like that.
I mean, it's like the premise is there's something that just mysteriously happens that is causing people to have mass suicide. It's like something trips in their brain, and through the course of the film, you discover what it is that's kind of what's
Which
causing it.
is you can't, and the only way to avoid it is cover your eyes, and so that's why
Right.
she has to like blindfold herself and her children.
That's why
and
you
try
see
to get
her head with the blindfold photoshopped on every meme right now and every situation.
And the other thing I thought was interesting too is like originally there was going to be they were going to show the monster, which I'm sorry if this is a spoiler, but they don't show the monster, which I really appreciate in it because they kind of decided not to, for multiple reasons I'm sure, but one was that the design of the monster looked kind of like a giant weird baby. And they said every time they brought it out on set, I think if you search it on Instagram, you'll find it if you just search Bird Box Monster. But every time they brought it out on set, Sandra Bullock would just start giggling profusely, and she couldn't contain her laughter because the monster wasn't scary. And so I think at that point, the director was just like, okay, this isn't going to work. We're going to have to just get rid of the monster. And I think that's what makes it so good, because it's much more psychological than it is just like all out, scary thing.
So
like,
it's your own monster.
Pretty much, because people were seeing dead relatives, they were seeing different, like these different things that would just like come to mind.
Which to some degree makes me wonder if maybe that was something that was, and from an article that I had seen about the quote unquote monsters, it was supposed to perhaps represent a fear specific to her
that person,
character.
yeah.
So
maybe
it may not necessarily
she
have,
was afraid of giant
it may
babies.
may have been something that would have been a manifestation of
Which it could be. That could be true, because if you,
Right.
like the plot of the story is she's a little uneasy about the whole being a mom thing.
yeah.
Anyways, I liked it a lot. I thought it was worth a watch. It's a good chill out on the couch.
It sounds better than the preview I saw of the new Pet Cemetery movie.
Oh, I'm sure it is better than that.
So
The other thing, so keeping in line with watching comedy stuff, I started watching the series Crashing with Pete Holmes on HBO.
Oh yeah,
which
I've
is
heard a couple
also
of decent things about that too.
Yeah, about him kind of. It's a very
That's like supposed to be
autobiographical.
Didn't he like end up? It's like about him and his divorce.
mean,
or like after his divorce.
It's very it's very much
very
about
personal.
that. And it is brilliant. It also like it takes. I mean, Pete Holmes is like he's very well known for growing up in an evangelical Christian home,
right?
And like so hearing like kind of he does have fairly clean comedy. I wouldn't say it would be considered like Christian comedy, but it's cleaner than you would expect, kind of like
from a comedian,
seedy stand up, in some basement somewhere.
Sure.
So it like just portrays this kind of a goody two shoes guy, facing kind of the real world head on and like dealing with trying to feel like he kind of lived this almost fictional life for a lot of his early adulthood, and like
don't we all?
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. It's that thing of then like hitting a brick wall, going, "Hey, maybe the world isn't really what I think it is, and how does my beliefs and my faith align with this stuff?" And like, there are so many scenes that could only be written because he wrote and created the show or whatever. Like, it could only be written from someone who grew up in that type of an environment, could portray that accurately on TV. And like, I think that's what I love about it, is it's just like, I mean, because I know all of us here on this show, we grew up in religious households, you know, probably very similar situations to him. And I just love the way that he portrays this and like dealing with, there's a lot of examples I would give, but I feel like that could spoil it for anybody who's wanting to watch it. But
sure.
I'll just say at one point he starts his day out going to breakfast at a strip club with one of his comedian friends, and then ends up taking that person to a baptism. So it's a very interesting day for him. You know, it's just a lot of it's a great show. But that's what I've been doing, watching TV, a lot of TV, and just and I've played a few video games here and there, you know, just to kind of say that I did.
That you did.
A lot of VR.
Celeste is free on Xbox, so I picked that up, and you saw me playing it when you got to the studio tonight. But
that game's awesome.
Like you said, that game is addictive in an oddly relaxing way.
I almost had to kick I was very close to having to kick myself because I didn't realize that it was free, and I almost bought it on Switch.
Oh.
And then I decided to buy
it may
a
be worth
different...
it on Switch just because of how relaxing. You could take
Sure.
that thing and play it when you're waiting anywhere.
Yeah, and it may be. But I mean, when you're trying to decide
You might as
between
well
that
try
and
it for
another
free
game,
first, yeah.
I picked the other game just because there had been a slight sale on it on Nintendo's store, and then I looked up because I hadn't looked up the free games for the month on Xbox the next day, and I was like, holy crap, I would have been really upset at myself if I had spent the money on this game and then I could have it for free on the other system, because I wouldn't play it on both. So,
thank you for walking through all of your brain process on that whole thing with us, Kyle.
Yeah, that was detailed. Thank you.
That was a really drawn-out way of explaining why you're glad you didn't buy it on the Switch.
You know, because this one day, I was feeling a little bit uneasy.
Yeah.
And I'm glad.
I'm sorry.
That
it was very long.
It's true.
And I get it though.
It's true.
It's very Kyle.
I did also start watching the new season of Narcos, which
Mexico?
Mexico. It is really good. Plus, I kind of like historical fiction anyway, because then I end up being like kind of intrigued with what actually happened and seeing what the real story is. It's Wikipedia is a dangerous place if you are into that kind of stuff. So it's a really good show though.
Yeah.
Michael Pena and then Diego Luna plays the guy who I had no idea basically put together a cartel in Mexico that ran everything. Started with marijuana and then basically brokered a deal with the Colombian cartels to be able to funnel all of their stuff through into the U.S. and took huge profits from it, which is why you've still got a lot of that going on in Mexico today.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
That reminds me, I also watched Old Country, which is like a 6-part documentary series on Netflix about a cult in Oregon in the late 70s, early 80s, or something like that.
Like, wasn't it like a super hippie cult?
Kind of. It was
the love child
The leader was
stuff?
like an Indian guru who technically kind of fleeing India and bought a bunch of. He was really rich, and he bought this like 80,000 acreage by this small town in Oregon, and then he ended up like taking over most of that town, and like it got pretty heated to where like both sides were starting to like carry guns all the time everywhere they went, and like it's fascinating. I mean it's one of those things that I really like. I love paradoxical stories where it gives you both sides from their honest perspectives. You know what I mean? Like this is that
versus
person's
creating a slant from one historical view.
It does such a good job because some of the people who were in this thing, they just still admire this guy, and like they talk about him with just great, remembrance of his character and all this stuff. And then you've got like the FBI and everybody, and the townspeople talking about it too from their perspective, and it's really, really fascinating if you're into documentaries, or if you're like me and you just are interested in cults.
I like documentaries, and that does intrigue me.
Cults and killers, right, Eric?
Yeah.
I feel like
cults and serial killers.
Yeah.
That's my bucket.
Just as long as you don't have to read subtitles, right?
If it's good, I'll read subtitles.
If it's good, you'll read subtitles.
But if it's just boring context that I don't want, then I won't.
I think that's one of the things about this new season of Narcos that I really liked. It drew you into their characters in a way that the second and third season of the Colombian stories didn't. It felt very much like that first time that you're introduced to Pablo and the two DEA agents in the first season of Narcos, and it felt like it very pacing and everything fit along with that, and
it's just not what I'm coming to Netflix for.
Right.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, no, I get it.
You're not coming to Netflix for all those Australia TV shows that they're now putting out there?
No, it's not that. It's
have you noticed that?
No.
Like, I'm like, oh, this sounds interesting. And then I'm like, oh, I don't get it.
Most of the stuff I watch on Netflix, I have my phone in my hand or my laptop in my lap or my tablet there or something.
To keep your mind busy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm paying attention enough, but like I don't want to have to stare at the TV the entire time to catch all of the plot that's going on. And like you just and it's nothing against, like I've said before, I love Pan's Labyrinth. I think that show's great, but I think I'm just a victim of this culture, and I would miss half of the subplot and everything else, and then I'd be annoyed and frustrated.
Is that something? Now you said it's not what you come to Netflix for. Is that how you don't watch other TV or like other series in that way, or do you still with like?
Typically, I don't. Most Netflix stuff is just kind of like junk food to me.
Okay.
And so I consume
Nothing
it.
better is there. So
so I consume it, and I just got something. But I do not like Game of Thrones and my phone in my hand. Or am I crazy? No. Like I would never watch a show like that and sit there. Like that's like someone baked this big dinner for you, and they put a bunch of time and thought and passion, and like here it is, and they give it to you, and then you just like picked up your phone and didn't look them in the eyes and pretended you didn't enjoy how good it tasted,
or brought over boxed wine.
Yeah,
Speaking of which, when does that come back?
April.
April.
But I mean, there are certain shows that I consume, and I know right away, like this is gonna be something I can pay attention to, kind of, kind of passively. It's called, it's passive entertainment, and that's kind of what I go to Netflix for.
Okay.
So
I was just curious because I mean,
there are a few series on there that I'm sure I put my phone down because it's so intriguing, but. I've watched the first 2 seasons of Narcos, and I thought they were good, but by the third season, I was like, I've had enough of the drug story. I get it. They sold drugs, and it was crazy.
Now we need a wall.
I mean, it is.
But I never said that Mexico was going to pay for it. Okay, not literally. Not literally. Anyways,
man.
There's a lot going on in the world.
There sure is.
I almost made that my topic tonight.
I'm glad you didn't.
I know.
I fully expected you to. I was surprised that was not what you had in here
it was big temptation.
Yeah.
Real quick before we get into our stories tonight, I did want to clarify a couple things. I know we've got some questions in the chat, and Kyle did a good job of clearing it up. But if anybody's just listening or watching this later and they don't have access to the chat and they're still a little bit confused, maybe you missed our Game of the Year episode for the Loop. Or maybe you missed our Christmas special on the TUBCAST, and you're like, "Where's Nathan? And where is the Loop?" It's 2019, and
we kicked him out.
They died.
There's no, nobody died.
No.
There's no loop.
Sorry.
No more
They
loop.
got stuck on the other side of the wall.
We had to retire the loop because of numerous reasons, but part of that is Trevor and Nathan have, for the most part, left the tub. They might be helping out here and there and at Comic-Con and stuff like that, but for the most part, they're not going to be on the podcast.
Oh, we're going to drag Trevor back for the extra life next year.
Yeah, we're going to make him be here.
We need him.
But yeah, so
Bodies.
because of that and just trying to split our efforts in a way that like we just didn't have enough energy to do 2 shows right now and make them both really good and and not feel kind of burnt out. So we decided to focus it on this show, and so we're just doing the TUBCAST.
Yeah,
and that's what you're experiencing now. And we are going to be bringing video game conversations into this like we used to. We'll try to make sure that if you like the show before because it didn't have video games, we're going to try not to make it too much video games.
Right.
But there will be video game conversations, which leads me to my segue that Bungie is announced today. This is hot off the press news. Like this happened this afternoon. Bungie is splitting. They're cutting ties. The creators of Halo and Destiny are leaving Activision.
They are moving out of mom's basement.
Well, I'm pretty sure Microsoft was mom's basement.
Oh, that's true. Sorry.
Activision was the penthouse.
They're moving. I was going to say they're moving out of their girlfriend's place.
Maybe that's it. That's maybe a better analogy. Yeah, they have. They announced today that they are splitting, cutting ties. As I said, if you don't follow video game like industry news, this is a really, really big deal because
It's not the most common thing.
no, because here's what it
while so many are getting swallowed up by others,
Right.
they're going independent. Right? I mean,
the fact that they wrote their contracts in a way that allowed this, and that Activision doesn't own Destiny, is impressive enough.
That is insane.
The other side of it is that they officially announced they didn't even wait. They're going to self-publish Destiny from now on.
Wow.
So it's not going to be, they're cutting out Activision. They're cutting that out completely, which I thought it would be funny because if you don't know, Activision owns Blizzard, and Blizzard is like all the like the MOBAs and the
World of
their
Warcraft.
MOBA's kind of not that great, is it? It's World of Warcraft. It's what's the first person shooter's leaving my brain right
Overwatch.
now? Overwatch is like one of their
There you
biggest
go.
games.
StarCraft.
But
Diablo.
Diablo. Their launcher was what you would download to play Destiny on PC.
On PC, yeah.
Which was crazy, and Call of Duty, because all that's owned by Activision. So for them to leave, they're going to be setting off and doing their own thing. I hope, and the thing that they said when the management made this announcement today to their staff, they said there was like a party going on, like they popped champagne, they were celebrating, because the main thing they're excited about is not having to hit the annual deadlines. Where Activision was like, you need to have either a new Destiny game or a new DLC out like every they had a schedule pretty much. Where
which
they had
is
to,
pretty much why one of the major reasons I stopped playing Destiny is it just felt like it was the same thing being regurgitated because they had to hit a deadline.
Yeah, and so for them, this means, hey, we are going to be creating new content as we want to, and when we think it's good, and when it's ready. Ronan said Blizzard said they're keeping Destiny 2 on the launcher. Okay, well that's cool.
Okay.
Honestly, that makes sense for them from a financial perspective.
Yeah,
But
might as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see Destiny moving over to the Epic Game Store soon, just because of there was another game recently that said, hey, we're going only to Epic, and we're skipping. Was it Metro Exodus? I think it might have been Metro.
I think
Exodus.
you're right.
I think I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty
For
sure
PC, they're going straight to.
Yeah, they're not going to go on Steam.
Epic?
They're just going to Epic, but that's because of that 80-20.
Yeah, I mean, it
split
makes
or whatever.
sense that you're going to get more money if you're going through Epic's launcher versus Steam.
Unless Bungie's like, hey, we got the money, we're going to make our own thing. I don't know. I could see that too.
Are they going to just be doing Destiny from here on out? Is that all Bungie is going to be doing, or do you think that
They said that they are going to be having they're going to be announcing some new and exciting things. So I don't know. I'm sure they're not ready to say what their next game is right now. But I just can't imagine that they would only do Destiny. But it seemed to be successful enough for them.
Yeah.
But I also think people like Jeremy said, they're starting to get burnt out.
Then they put out both of the Destinies under Activision, correct? Or with Activision?
It's been 8 years, so yeah. They've been part of Activision for 8 years.
It seems like that would be right. I wonder if that's going to change anything in how much they put out of their game whenever they decide to put out a third one, or whatnot. I mean, it's because I think that's the biggest complaint that I had the second time round was that it was just like, okay, I understood what the grind was, I understood what the game, how the loop of the game worked, but it was still that idea of, man, this is all there is to it once you got to the end of it, and it was like, this feels like it's still is too short a game, even though I'm understanding how it all works now and knew going into it that it was going to be that type of game.
Right.
It still felt like it didn't have as much for someone who wasn't going to be playing this for years at a time.
I mean, I still feel like I stunk. I did stink at the game. No, I
did too.
sunk enough hours into it that it felt
Yeah.
like it was worth $60 to me. I think there was enough there that it Destiny 2
There was
a good
enough
game.
that it was worth me paying the money for the 60, but since I paid the 100 for all the expansions and then never played them.
Well, did you play Forsaken?
Yes, I did.
So I decided to play that over. That was the other thing.
Yeah.
That was I forgot. I played a bunch of that over the break, and that was really good.
Yeah, it was good.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
Like that's the one thing I wanted to talk about tonight. And I kind of forgot, but like that was a really good expansion. Like they had tons of story. Probably it felt like more story than even in both the games. Like I don't know, but I'm excited to see where this goes. And if this means, hey, we don't see like Destiny for a couple years, like I'm fine with that. Like, but
Sure.
comes back,
Yeah.
Destiny 3 comes out, and it's like something much more incredible to the scale that they want it to be. Like, good for them.
Yeah, and I mean, I sunk enough hours into it that I didn't feel like I had been shortchanged on it. I just remember still feeling like, man, I wanted just a little bit more that felt like it was new or felt like it was something different as the game progressed. That it just felt like maybe there could have been a little bit more that they could have released with the original game that wasn't the DLC. But that's where all their money is the DLCs. So
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited for them. I'm excited to see where they go. I mean, does this make them an independent developer now? I mean,
I
it's
think
not.
so.
They're not AAA.
Well, and publisher if they're going to be.
Publisher, yeah. So
and I suppose that gets you all the money that's being done. I mean, of the game itself, you're not having to pay out the publisher, so all of that money is coming back to them. And I mean, if they are smart with it, I mean, and continue to put out games that people want to play and the DLC that people are going to purchase, I mean, it makes sense that you're going to be able to do a lot more, not having to worry about deadlines, and being able to get all of the money instead of having the publisher take part of the money as well.
I wonder if some of the executive changeover at Activision plays into this as well, because they've lost a couple of high-level execs recently.
they did.
And
I think they got fired. didn't
Yeah,
they?
and I guess I'm wondering if
If they're going to be coming back.
No, I'm just wondering if there's turmoil going on at Activision.
Yeah. Well, I feel like
Yeah.
there always has been, because if you look back at the history, like Bungie since before Destiny 1 was upset with the way Activision was treating their IP. Like they felt like they were not getting enough time to get the game out. They wanted more time to develop it, and they felt rushed from the get-go. And
And Activision's response was basically, and we're going to work on our own IP'd content from here going forward. And it's like, what else is just them?
there's a ton of Activision.
No, and I mean, I know there is, but
I mean,
I
they
guess-
own Blizzard, like we just said. They have all the Call of Duty franchise.
yeah.
Do they
Which
own,
is an
do they
interesting
own,
one for them because they've got other developers who
Do they
develop
own
those.
Titanfall? Isn't that Activision?
They do, don't they?
Do they? I
Or
don't
am
know.
I thinking? No, that's EA. That's EA.
Yeah.
You're probably right. Anyway,
but-
so it'll be interesting. Maybe that means there's more coming from some of those other franchises, or at least more focus putting on them. So we'll see.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see what's next for Bungie. I know Destiny has been, I don't know, like with the success of Halo, you just didn't feel like, you didn't think that the Bungie's next game would be as contentious as Destiny was. With fans, like people always kind of felt a little split,
Right.
where everybody just always had a lot of love for Halo.
Teddy makes an interesting point. You need Teddy in the chat. He says they own Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4.
Which was an awful game.
So,
Yeah.
it was the worst of the Tony Hawks.
It was real bad.
So,
We want
Call
Skate
it-
4.
Call of Duty as well.
Skate 4 wasn't great either.
Yeah,
really.
I think we
I
said Call
don't
of
think
Duty.
that there was a Skate 4, Jeremy.
Wasn't there?
No.
It was a Skate 3 at least.
Yeah,
And it wasn't that
everybody's
good.
been
Everybody
wanting
wants
Skate 4.
Skate 4.
That's what it was.
That's the joke.
Speaking of skating, let's skate on over to CES in Las Vegas. CES, the Consumer Electronics Show for 2019. They're
Yeah.
showing off all kinds of fun things as usual. I don't know. I used to keep up with CES. I would
Right?
get excited for it when it came around, and now I'm just like, they're gonna show some TVs and show some robots and
Right.
Right? That's
some
what they do.
gizmos and
Yeah.
gadgets, and I just
Gizmos
I mean,
and
whatever.
gadgets that I probably
Tablets.
don't need.
Yeah, like a Views XR camera. It's like a camera that you hold and it captures.
It's supposed to be one of those 360 ones.
It allows you to like capture either like augmented reality stuff
Oh,
or
okay.
VR.
Okay, we
content.
actually do need one of those.
Okay,
so
we'll
if
get
someone
one of those.
wants to donate, how much are they?
Don't know. It's probably a lot.
If someone wants to donate that or join our Patreon to help us with that, that'd get some great content out there.
There's it's called a Withings BPM core. It's the classiest techiest blood pressure monitor you've ever seen.
That's really important.
Yeah, you should check your blood pressure. Or
Yeah.
if you're like me
I
and
mean,
you're
Apple
scared of
has-
what it is, just avoid it at all costs. Matrix Power Watch 2.
Your watch could just tell you, Eric.
It does an ECG.
Oh, you don't
But
have the-
I won't. I refuse to do it because I'm scared.
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't do it.
I don't
but
want it
I
to
don't
tell me.
remember
That's
how
a good
to.
call. I had
I
mine
don't think
taken
yours
when I
does.
went.
I don't think mine does.
When I went to
got
the
Gen
doctor
1.
for the sinus infection, they took it, and I was like, oh.
Did they say it was high or?
No.
Oh,
Well, I
okay.
mean, it was.
There you go.
It was slightly elevated on the first number,
Oh,
but they believed that was because I was on Sudafed prior to
and
coming
you might
in.
have been a little nervous.
Oh.
And yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But
Yeah.
it wasn't no danger zone. So
My
that's a
doctor,
good thing.
my doctor told me I had white coat hypertension, which means that I see a doctor and I get high blood pressure. So
That makes complete sense.
Because he would always
Yeah.
take my blood pressure and it would be skyrocketed, and then he'd take it right before the whole exam was over, and it would
And
be
it'd calm back
have
down.
calmed way down. So I don't know.
Because you realized you were just about out the door.
Well, and I realized he hadn't told me I was going to die. So that's I always just expect doctors are going to give me a death sentence. I know that's not
Yeah.
healthy. But
I
that's
feel like
just
they're
what
not going to tell me, and I'm just going to die walking out because
Oh.
they didn't tell me.
Yeah.
Because
like-
they'll miss it.
Like, yeah, exactly. My fear is they're going to miss something wrong. So if I never find out,
Yeah.
then nothing's wrong.
Teddy said you were on white collar meth,
Yeah, was it fun, Jeremy?
Sudafed or whatever.
Sudafed,
he's-
yeah.
Oh, no, it didn't actually help at all. So that's why I went to the doctor.
Nah,
And then they gave me stuff, and it didn't help either.
don't know what to tell you.
Just pumping drugs into you.
They also announced the Matrix Power Watch 2, which is a smartwatch, so that's cool.
There you go, Kuipers. You can get that new one.
Tammy, TMI,
TEMI,
T-
not
E-
TMI.
Too much information.
Temi.
There's a robot named Tammy.
Is he smart?
I guess. I did see a video of a robot that's going to replace waitresses and waiters or servers in general at restaurants.
How do they pick the food up out of the window?
Well, the cooks probably put it on the robot.
tray, yeah.
And then they
They
deliver.
did that at the pizza place
Well,
that Eric
that's
used
true.
to work at.
But this is like an.
Yeah, but
That
he had
was
to
a
control-
callback.
Team
But he had to
establishment.
control the robot.
Yeah, that's true. This robot
Oh, that's
controls
true.
itself, and the food. There's a place to put the food on its back. Like it's curved, and there's like these shelves, and they can put the food there, and then it comes out and it talks to you, and it spins around, and you grab your food off the tray.
Oh, so
That
you have to
sounds-
grab your own food?
Well,
That
it's
sounds
not that
terrible.
much of a reach. I mean, it's right there. He comes out to you. I mean,
With all the animatronics,
I
in the
just
world.
want to lean back and have someone reach over my shoulder and a plate show up.
Do you want to trust a robot to like shake?
No.
hand
No,
you a
that's-
tray
that's-
or
Did we
Maybe that's
did we
why I
talk
want a real
about that
person.
on the Tubcast? There was that burger flipper that was trying to do stuff,
That
and
was
they
a
like
long time ago.
yeah.
Do you
That's
have to
what-
tip if you have a robot waiter?
Probably not.
Maybe I'm liking this.
Yeah, but you know, you do realize that then means that there's less jobs for people that are working those jobs.
Not true. Do you know most places in the world you don't tip your waiters and waitresses?
That doesn't have anything to do with
the
whether or
United
not the
States.
people have the jobs.
Right, Kyle.
The other thing that they announced is a Cargo Sense pet tracker that you put on your puppy because if it weighs over 15 pounds, you can't carry your pup onto the airplane. And this will let you track them. It says here.
So you can say, hey, Fido, go out. You got to lose 10 pounds before we take that trip so you can ride in
it
the...
just means when they put him in the cargo bay, you know where he is. And it says, if you want to make sure that your best friend in the entire world hasn't been left in a burning hot cargo bay or on a freezing runway, the Cargo Sense pet tracker will keep track of their location in real time, monitor environmental conditions while in flight, and alert you when the temperature exceeds preset thresholds.
So you can say, my dog's getting a cold. You need to bring him to me or something. I don't know.
Yes. Also, they announced the Sony GTK PG-10. At its heart, Sony has always been a company unafraid of making absurd and occasionally delightful ideas manifest. Add the proud legacy of the GTK PG-10, a big,
Which is
bulky
what?
Bluetooth speaker with
yay.
2 top panels that fold to reveal splash-proof cup holders. You read that correct. So it's pretty much a Bluetooth speaker, and
With
it
cup
has
holders.
cup holders, and you can
It almost
put it out on your
almost looks like it could be
barbecue.
like a grill, the way that those trays pop
That's kind of
out.
what I thought too. They made an OtterBox with the pop socket, so that's
So you can
exciting.
change out your pop sockets, which everyone wants to do.
Fight camp. Why go to a damp, dim boxing gym when you can just use this fight camp thing? It looks like it's some sort of AI controlled punching bag. So, anyways, there's a lot of stuff, but I think
None of it any good is what
Kyle
we're saying.
specifically wanted to talk about a couple things that he was
there was
excited about.
there
at
was
CES.
I mean, one of them is just this TV that they actually I think announced last year.
The Fruit Roll-Up TV.
The Fruit Roll-Up TV that is actually going to go on sale this year, and it's just I don't get the desire
I think that's
for
how
it.
it's supposed to work.
Yeah,
Kuipers.
that picture doesn't look like it's working right.
Okay, that was the best I could find.
Well, it doesn't. Go,
Supposed to-
it does
supposed to
bend
just
that
go
way,
straight.
but it goes straight up, and then that is it. I wonder if
That
someone's
is-
just like pulling on the display to show how it.
Yeah,
goes.
that's my guess is that they're trying to show. Okay, it is curved, but the thing rolls.
So it's like you could have it inside something.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like the idea of when you're in a school setting and you've got the projector that you roll down the screen for,
Yeah.
and then you project on it. Only it's an LCD screen that is rolling up from this bottom, and it seemed weird to me because like the picture in the video that they showed, there was a Verge article on it. They've got it sitting in front of a window that you can see out into, I'm guessing somewhere in the Silicon Valley, based on the picture itself. And I'm just thinking, I don't know what I would do. I don't think my living room would look any better with that in it.
No,
that
but see,
I would
if you
roll
had-
down the TV.
But if you had a living room with a fireplace, and
Would you really want to put your TV right in front of the
a lot of
fireplace,
people put
though?
it above the fireplace.
Which
But
is
now
stupid.
you could have this on top of the mantle, or to replace the mantle, and then you have like a painting on the wall. But then when you want to watch TV, it goes
I
in front of
guess.
the painting.
I guess.
Or you could put it in
Or-
front of the fireplace.
Or if you
and
just
then
want a
it would go-
table and you want to hide the fact that you have a TV at all,
You just build it in, right?
yeah, you just build it in and then it comes.
That's
out
what
of
I was thinking. Like,
tabletop.
they'll probably start to make like
Because they've had those where you have a flat screen inside a table cabinet and it rises
Sure.
out of it.
But
Yeah.
I'm imagining that's what they do is they just have furniture that facilitates this long box and you stick it in there and it just rolls up. But it's so thin and it's flexible and it's probably going to be $1 billion. Do they say how much it costs?
They
right
didn't
now?
say how much.
Is
but
it 8K though? Because I heard they had 8K TVs out now.
No, I don't think it was 8K.
That means TV's so good you can sit there and eat 8 Kit Kat
Right.
bars.
But
right
it's
now, the
one time.
TVs you can only eat like 4 Kit Kat bars, and they're like, I'm done.
Yeah.
It's also supposed to have like a mode where it will roll up just a little bit so that you can see like music that's playing off.
Well,
of
if you have like if you're watching a movie that's 21:9, it'll like roll down just to the
So that
21
it'll
by
just
9
fit
aspect
Okay, see, that's
ratio.
kind of
yeah,
cool.
that's cool.
So you don't have the black bars, and then there's like a music mode where or smart home mode where it goes down even smaller. It's like a super ultra wide, and it shows like your player controls or the weather
Right.
or like all that sort of stuff, which is it's really
Which
cool.
seems really cool. I mean, there's a lot about it that seems awesome. Some of the roll down feature just seems like it would, and maybe it's because they've got it in the pictures that they had in that article show it in front of these window where you've got a view that
Yeah.
looks great, that you're like that's the TV that you want if you actually have a view in your home.
Yeah.
But most people don't have a TV sitting in front of their view anyway.
Yeah.
So
I'm the problem with CES is they show this stuff and it's like it's gonna be affordable for like us in like
10 years.
10 years or something.
right,
You know
when
what I
it's
mean?
like when it's like the old thing that nobody wants anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm an early adapter to certain things where I feel like they're a known quantity. Like, if I go to get the new iPhone, like I kind of know for the most part what that's going to be. But there's stuff like this where I'm just like, I just feel like it hasn't been field tested enough. Like, is that mechanism from rolling up and down all the time? How long is that going to last? Like,
Right. Yeah, that was
just
the
wonder-
first thing that went through my mind
Yeah.
was how many rolls does this have? I mean, it's like a mouse. You know, how many clicks does a mouse have? That you play games on a PC. That's the thing that you look at. How many rolls can I get
How
with?
many
I don't
with
know
rewrites
that
to
I've
your
ever
SSD?
looked
No, but
to
I
see
mean-
how many clicks my mouse gets.
I know people do because when you buy it, it shows the lifetime clicks that
Well, yeah,
are
because
expected
it's a manual.
Well, I know, but I
click
guess I
and
just never thought of that. Like, I never went like, I hope this one's got 2 billion clicks because.
I didn't think of it either until I saw that there was an actual spot on mice when I was looking for one a while back, and I was like, that actually makes sense.
high-end
Like,
gaming
how
mice,
many-
you can actually
yeah.
replace pieces within your mouse to refresh.
if you're buying like the
click-
real
click
high end,
and you can
one.
adjust the click tension. Yeah,
That's cool.
that is cool.
That's
Those are
cool.
expensive though.
So it seems like Kyle's obsessed with screens because this other story about from
Oh my
CES
gosh.
is about this SUV called
I
the
s-
Invite, and it has a huge screen in it.
I saw it last night, and I was like, "This is just
Sounds
insane.
dangerous.
But in the article they said that it isn't. It's like
Of course they would say
well,
that.
no, but they said that when you actually sit in the seat, it doesn't. the picture itself doesn't do it justice, because they said that it's kind of like your dash would be in front of you anyway, and it's closer to
yeah,
the
but
road.
you're gonna look at it instead
No, but,
of the road.
but here's what they said. So it's this screen that's supposed to be about 7 iPads wide, right? It goes across the entire front of the screen, or front of the.
Can I just real
car.
quick say,
Yeah.
isn't that funny that that's the way we're measuring things?
It is very funny.
so it's like
very
63
funny.
inches or something.
Something like that.
I am 3 iPads wide. I mean, pros, 12.9 inches.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
The big
but,
ones.
right.
But
Still.
But they said that it's supposed to be closer to where you're looking. So it's got all of like your speed and gas and all or like how much juice you have left in your electric battery, and it's got all that stuff in front of you, and it's so you're not having to look as far down as you would even in most cars. And they said that it's not actually as intrusive as the idea of it sounds and the way that it looks in the pictures. But then it's also got like a huge touch screen in the middle of the steering wheel, and then another one in between the two seats in the front. It's these kinds of things that, like, if this is a car that could take off, it could spell a lot of trouble for Tesla.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, if it's something that's more affordable, that's the ticket of taking down Tesla. If
Think
anyone
this is
wants
going to
to
be more affordable with the giant screen in it?
Not necessarily.
Tesla doesn't
but
make that much money. You know that, right?
I understand that, but their cars aren't exactly.
I can't imagine
but I
this
mean,
is going to be cheaper than a
It
Tesla.
probably won't. It probably won't. I'm just saying, like, the fact that there are more cars that are
It just
starting to
means
roll
Teslas
out there with
will
this
be
kind of
cheaper,
stuff.
is all it means.
Fingers crossed, because someday I would love to have a Tesla.
So does the screen lower, or it's just always there?
I think it's just always there, but I don't think it's any high. They said that
Well-
it's not really any higher than like any of your dashes would be in a
Oh,
regular
and I guess
vehicle.
like in certain photos, you can see like the odometers there.
Yeah,
like,
and that's
you
where
can-
all. So they said that because it's further up in front of you, it's closer to the road, so you're not actually looking as far down. So it is supposed to be safer. That's the idea behind it. Is that it's not
Is
as
it
far up.
self-driving though? Because then you could just watch like Netflix and drive.
And that's an interesting
And your passenger
question.
could watch a different show.
yeah, because
Right,
they can
right.
each pair their headphones separately.
But
They each get 3 iPad.
They did
widths.
say that there are some things that are built into it that are supposed to keep certain types of things from being displayed on that big display in the front.
like pornography.
Yeah, like the pornography that you're watching as you're driving everywhere.
I thought that's how technology advanced.
Was pornography.
I mean, kind of.
It used
yeah.
to be that way until they chose the HD DVD, and then they
ruined
They
it.
really ruined their advancement in
Yeah.
technology because they chose the wrong media, and Blu-ray won.
Well, one other
Right.
CES thing that I saw that was kind of interesting. The Vive Pro Eye. Anyone see anything about that?
Yeah, the new,
It's the new one, and the only real interesting thing I think on it is it has eye tracking technology.
yeah.
So you can
That's
they can
cool.
integrate the movement of the eye into the game itself, which I think, or into the projection, which I think could be an interesting new functionality.
And the cool thing about
So-
that is with the eye tracking, what it's actually doing is it's depending on where your eyes are looking, it's raising the resolution of the game in those locations.
Yeah.
So that way your PC
Field of
doesn't,
view,
it doesn't,
focus.
Well, it doesn't have to put that much stress on your PC to have all of it in high res at
Yeah.
all times like it is now. So this way,
but
it's
I could
only-
also see how that could be tied into a game to do a real life heads up display. Where now to pick something, you could look at it on. You know what I mean?
Oh
Or
yeah, like to use it as like a selection menu.
Yeah,
or something
exactly.
Like that.
It'd be
That's-
interesting.
That's the other thing I didn't talk about at all, and I'm not going to talk about it much, I promise. But I did get the PSVR over Christmas, and
You had a lot of fun.
it's just cool. I got to say, Astrobot's really, really amazing. People need to play that game. If you have a PSVR, try it out. If not, come over to my house. Just anytime, just drop in.
Done.
Beat Saber, man, that game's fun.
Okay.
Now, before we got Jeremy, you wanted to talk about the show's not over, so
we
don't
get
write
time. All right.
home. Jeremy wants to talk about his New Year's resolution.
Well, not necessarily mine. Not necessarily mine. I was just thinking, right? I mean, we're 10 days in, right, to the new year, and
Right.
as some of you know of me, I'm not a New Year's resolution guy.
Yeah.
I just kind of say that's dumb, and I still
I agree with you.
Well, and I still say that.
Uh-oh.
I still say that.
Uh-oh.
And I don't have New Year's resolutions. And I've realized something this year. I'm pretty sure the reason I don't have them is so that I don't fail.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Right?
That's what a lot of people would do, right?
But
Yeah.
but doesn't everyone fail if they make New Year's resolutions?
Not
I mean,
everyone.
Like-
not everyone. Some people
like-
actually do.
Do you guys know people that do New Year's resolutions?
Yeah.
Like, I think my wife does, but she doesn't tell them to me, and I think that's so that she doesn't admit if she fails.
Yeah, I think it's hard because you want to. That's always
You
the
know what I
thing.
mean, like it's kind of like I want people to hold me accountable, right? So you tell people, but
But that's the thing is, it's if you do that, I don't know. For me, it's really hard to let people down. Like I'm such a people pleaser in my life. Like I just like if I tell you I'm going to do something and then I end up not doing that, I will beat myself up for that forever. Like and that's why it's like hard. Like even if it's something that's bettering me, and I promise someone like, oh, I'm gonna do like if I put on Facebook like I'm gonna lose a bunch of weight, and I'm just gonna feel like real awkward when I don't, and I'm just feel like, oh, that was stupid. Why did I post that? But some people,
and that's like always the number one resolution.
oh yeah,
right?
health,
Health, lose weight.
I mean,
or
that's
put
the thing.
my cell phone down more often. That's a popular one.
You don't go to the gym in January if you're starting fresh. You go after all the people with the New Year's resolutions have
the
faded
only
out
reason
in February.
The only reason we don't have a new gym membership this year is because we still have the one from last year that we didn't use at all. So
that's awesome.
so as long as you keep paying for it, it doesn't matter if you go or not. That's
smart.
how I understand
That's
it.
smart. That's a financial. You might as well be Dave Ramsey.
We have started. I'm probably my wife. I'm going to get in trouble with her because
You probably are.
Yeah.
Because of Dave Ramsey?
No. Yes, because of Dave Ramsey. It's all the swearing he does. That's what it
He's
is.
a potty mouth.
Yeah.
He's really good with kids, though. Imagine that.
Wait, what?
Have you not seen?
No, I avoid everything Dave Ramsey.
Yeah, he tells me not to spend money. Ugh.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
You can't enjoy anything you have.
What is he, a Mennonite?
I don't know. Probably.
I consider myself more of a Hutterite, like a Amish
Like a who-hut?
an Amish person that uses a cell phone.
I thought
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I just thought you meant you like to go
How
to
can you
Hoo-Hut.
be Amish and use
You're a Hutterite.
electronics?
You're a Hutterite. That's how.
That's a real thing.
Yeah, look up Hutterites.
All right.
Kuiper's giggling over there. We never even asked Kuipers what he's been doing in the
Kuipers.
break.
Oh, I'm sorry,
I'm
Kuipers.
curious, Kuipers. You haven't talked it all day.
What's your New Year's
What's
resolution?
Your New Year's resolution?
Oh, sure. Now that we go to the uncomfortable stuff, now.
Yeah, what are you changing about your life this year for the better, Kuipers?
Well, so this year, you see, with the whole failure thing, I'm going to go ahead and try and gain 10 pounds.
Nice.
Yes.
So
Congratulations.
then when
I
I
did that
fail,
last year.
Hopefully it'll be failing and I don't gain 10.
Yeah, that's
You'll
a good.
I
gain
lose.
15.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Kuipers.
hopefully it's a lose 10 instead of gain 15.
You were on to
but-
something here. Everybody's New Year's resolutions fail, so pick something that doing would be easy that you are going to eventually
Doing
fail
the
at.
opposite of what you actually want.
It's like reverse psychology for yourself.
I don't
Yeah.
think that works.
It
that
might.
way.
Kuipers,
Smart.
let us know how that works later on this year.
All right, that just does mean I have to weigh myself, which that's the main problem I have.
Well, do it.
I need a scale.
I can weigh
Oh.
you. I can weigh you. It's
Oh.
fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
He just kind of bear hugs you and picks you up.
And then I know what it
Yeah,
is.
that's about.
That's another
That many,
reason
yeah.
I want to avoid the doctor's office.
I used to-
It's because they weigh you.
I used to do that at the country fair. I guess people's weights.
Guessed him.
Mainly children. There is there's a lot
No.
to resolution. But
What are you resolving? What are any of us resolving anything?
Resoluting, I mean.
Resoluting anything?
My New Year's resolution is to not let those jerks back on this show because they left and I'm sad.
Yeah. My resolution is to get
Just kidding. I
some
love you
more
guys. You're always
followers
welcome
for
back.
this show.
You guys
Oh,
care a lot
yeah.
about this.
My
show.
New Year's resolution is to make
Jeremy-
Jeremy care about this
Yes.
show more.
Yes. That's another resolution of mine as well.
I thought they were supposed to be.
Attainable.
No, wait. You wanted to fail, is what you're saying.
No.
Hey, Jeremy, you want an easy one to succeed at?
Get older.
No. I was gonna say. I mean, we
I'm
could
gonna be really old this year.
we could find you a can of paint and
paint it
get
purple.
the colors changed on the wall here.
That's true.
Paint the wall, Jeremy.
Yeah, match the
Oh,
new brand.
man.
Stay on brand, Jeremy.
Stay on brand.
Help us
Yeah,
stay on
paint the
brand.
brick,
You
too.
know, I think the reason I was thinking about this New Year's thing is because I'm the big 4-0 in 2019.
Oh, gosh.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't
man.
realize you were that old.
I know. It makes you feel older, doesn't it?
Makes me
Makes me
old.
feel a lot younger.
No,
actually.
come on. Well, 'cause
no,
you are a lot younger, though. Eric, does it make you feel older?
I saw it pop up on my calendar that I was turning 37 in February, and I was like,
You're like, what?
I started hyperventilating, feel like I was gonna throw up. I was really scared.
I think 35 was my half-life. So now I'm like really downhill. Like
You're just thinking you'll be dead at 70?
I was kind of thinking so.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like I'm definitely not going to have the money.
The mobility?
The money,
Oh, the money.
or the mobility to go much longer than that.
You're like, my retirement will be spent in 5 years.
Hey.
I mean, I'm hoping to retire at 62, but you know.
Oh, okay.
But Jeremy, in 30 or 20 some years, you might be able to get yourself one of those really nice like floating
roll-up TVs.
No, I was yes. I was gonna
Just
say
in time for retirement.
I was gonna say I'm sure that the technology for like the self-driving wheelchairs has got to be better.
Ooh, a Tesla wheelchair.
Yeah, Tesla going into wheelchairs like that could be cool.
Elon Musk, you heard it here. We need you. We need you.
We need you to
now
help
more than ever.
help
and they could
older
be
people.
self-driving ones?
Yeah, self-drive.
I can't wait to see Jeremy on the interstate in a Tesla wheelchair.
with a giant touch screen on the wheelchair
right.
that moves him around. He's watching old videos of
He's watching
90s
Man
music.
in a tub.
He's watching.
Because you got me to care about it in 2019.
It was the best year of
It
the
was the
tub
best
because I
year.
cared the most. 2019.
Oh, the year Jeremy cared about the TUBCAST. It's that's a romantic thought that I'll cherish throughout the year.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Yeah, I'm not one to do resolutions either. I mean, a lot of times, like it feels like a good breaking point for I think like diets and stuff like that because you're done eating like all the sugary treats and like
Sure.
going to family.
Yeah, so it
stuff
makes
and
sense
stuff.
to now
Be like, okay,
clean up a little.
I'm gonna like cut back on that stuff.
Right.
Cut some sugar out.
It
and,
makes
like,
sense.
And so I think that's why a lot of times it's just like, oh, it's easy to start here and then like hope you make some progress by the time the next holiday comes around. Although Fourth of July is a good holiday for dieting because especially if you're like doing like keto or something where you're not eating a lot of sugary carbs,
meat.
you just like eat a bunch of
Yeah,
grilled
meat on the grill,
and you're
baby.
good. Like yeah,
And grilled meat's better for you because all the fat drips into the...
Ooh, and it's got more carcinogens, so you
Yeah.
get cancer.
You just have to take your activated charcoal tablet and you're good to
Oh,
go.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
You heard it here
Wait,
with
what?
Dr. Jeremy.
Activated charcoal. You didn't know that?
What? It reverse the effects of carcinogens, I guess. I didn't know that. It
Yeah,
does.
it takes toxic things out of your indigestion.
Is that why there's
Why are you
tooth?
act so surprised that we don't know this?
That's
Yeah.
what activated charcoal is all about.
Well, I know, but why are you acting surprised like we don't know?
Is that why there's toothpaste with
it's
charcoal?
also-
This is- wait,
Think about it this way.
wait,
It's
wait.
also what's in water filters.
Wait, it's new, Jeremy. It's
Jeremy.
2019,
He
Jeremy.
knows about things.
No,
I've always known
No.
about things.
no, it's not that.
Okay.
It's he now assumes people do know something he knows. Where before he'd always assume that they
just
didn't
told-
know.
He
You
just
figured
bulldozed
out.
you over.
You figured out my New Year's resolution
Yeah, Jer-
to be more positive about other people's lack of knowledge.
And assume they know things. Because I can't think about how many times he would say stuff like, "Well, vegetarians don't eat crab," and he'd say it so condescendingly, like
Pretty
we
sure I've
didn't
never
know.
said that.
No,
and
you've
then-
said that. I'm sure you've said that.
And then he'd say, "Look at us, like you guys know that, right? Like hello."
No,
Like-
you didn't know that. I'm glad that I was here to help you.
You realize that vegetarians don't eat crab,
They
and
don't.
And then it's like, well, I don't know, I guess, but
Well, I mean,
So
not
now-
all because some are okay with things from the sea.
But
Yeah,
crab's
yeah,
different.
that's
Isn't
true. But
crab
then there
different
depends
than
on the
fish?
crab.
but
because
they're not a true vegetarian. Then they're like a
Well, pescatarian.
pescatarian.
An Episcopalian.
Episcopalian.
They're an
Yeah.
Episcopalian.
well,
that-
what's
that's
the
a
ones where
religion.
they
That's a religion.
they'll
It
eat
is.
things
It
as
is.
long as it doesn't kill or harm the animal, right?
Oh, I thought.
No.
So there's a certain type of crab.
Are you talking about
He's back to
Jews?
old
No,
Jeremy.
I'm curious here. There's a certain type of crab where when you harvest them, you just cut off their claws, their arms,
Yeah.
and they regrow them. So is that okay?
Oh, it's like you're doing them a favor.
Because then you put them back in the ocean, and then they regrow their arms, and you can like reharvest them multiple times.
I'm gonna just go on a limb and say that probably hurts to get your arm cut off, but I'm not a crab.
Well, yeah. I mean, it depends. I mean, they probably don't
So I
have
think like
nerves.
vegetarians typically are like kind of like doing that because they don't want to harm animals. So
Right.
I don't know.
So like milk and egg is okay because that didn't hurt the animal.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
okay. Vegetarian, vegan, not though.
Yeah, vegan.
Well, yeah,
vegan.
absolutely.
Yeah.
No
Definitely not.
animal
But
byproduct.
is it Episcopalian or
It's
Pescatarian.
Pescatarian? That's
Yeah.
right. Sorry.
Episcopalian's a religion.
Yeah.
Yes, we covered that while you were thinking.
Escatarian is like a horse, like something.
An equestrian.
Equestrian. Then you got an esthetician.
That's something with your skin, right?
I think they do like waxing and stuff. Like they wax your pubes.
It's anything,
Wait, no,
it's anything-
no, that's not
no,
right.
No,
What? An esthetician?
no, that's
What?
anything to do with your skin care.
No, that's
No.
a
That's a no. That's not
What
it.
is
That's not
it?
skincare.
What?
No, an esthetician is someone who does like waxing
Are
and
you,
stuff.
Kyle's gonna look it up. I'm gonna choke and get some drink.
dermatology.
Dermatologist is
Yeah.
skincare. Yeah.
What was the? It was
Esthetician.
Esthetician. How do you
Yeah.
s-
That's like I just associate it with pube removal. I don't. Yeah. You're looking at E-station.
East.
That's not
that's
a
just
word.
how it. It's how it auto corrected.
Don't-
Esthetician.
Hey Siri, what's the
I
name
think I
of
got
a
it. I think I
person
got it.
Who waxes people's skin?
I can't believe you guys don't believe me on this.
What's the name of the person?
It's
They perform.
esthetician.
Yeah, it is. I wasn't.
Facials and waxing.
Yeah, perform facials, waxing, and other skin.
That's what I
care
just said.
treatments.
I said skincare.
No, that's the people
you
who
s-
care
you
for
were-
skin is a dermatologist.
You were trying to go dermatologist.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It said for skincare.
Anyways.
Agree to disagree.
All right, everybody. We should probably go ahead and call the first show of 2019, but
Call it a success.
Yeah,
If-
that was actually my New Year's resolution.
I'm
So winning.
winning. All right, Jeremy's bringing
Okay.
back that saying.
Winning.
It's big Charlie Sheen
I
fan.
can. I got it. Hang on.
Anyways, you can always email us if you send a message to TUBCAST@minuteintotub.com. You gotta turn the volume.
gotta
up,
turn the
though,
volume.
Kyle,
Dang
if
it.
you want it to work. That's
Winning.
anyways.
There we go.
Or you can call us at 475 Tub Call.
Do that so that we can. We want to talk about what you want to talk about
Yeah,
too.
let us know what your New Year's resolutions are.
Just
Also,
call, leave a message, say my New Year's resolution is...
if you're struggling with one, here's one that we're going to charge you with. This is going to be a challenge to you. Introduce one friend or family member to the tub.
I thought you were
There's-
going with a
there's-
Patreon
per
twist
week.
there.
Per
There's-
week.
Well,
Because you said here's one that we can charge you with.
no, like
I
a
thought,
charge. This is a
I know,
charge
but I
to
thought you
get
were going to turn into Patreon there.
You can always do that. We could skate right on over there, ski even to the Patreon. That's right. We'd like to thank all of our lovely Patreon peeps. These are the lovely and kind individuals who donate of their monetary gain to us. Whether it's $1 or whatever, you got a fiver,
A oneer,
a uner.
Leftover change in the...
and we changed up our
car seat
Patreon.
Yeah, I was getting there, Kyle.
Summer.
I'm trying to help.
Jeez, Kyle. No, that's Kyle's correct.
I want to be part of this show too.
No, it's true. You can be a Patreon if you go to patreon.com/minutetub and subscribe. That's right. We did change it up. So if you want to be like God of Atheists or Jay Oliver, it doesn't take much. You can get your name on Shining Patreon Coral at any level now. Not to take away from Jay Oliver or God of Atheists because they are special and they are the first.
2019 is the year of inclusion.
Yeah, that's right. Amen.
Yeah.
But yes, if you go there,
Prosperity.
we got rid of all our tiers just because we also realized we're trying to do this smart and lean this year in 2019. Lean in 2019. There it is,
Less
boys.
tears, we're not crying anymore.
Lean in 2019. That's our new catchphrase.
Exactly.
No, but we have gotten rid of all of our different levels just because we hope that if you go to Patreon, you are supporting us because you like what we do and you want us to continue that and you want to help in any way. And we don't have enough patrons at this point, and we don't have the time because of that to do a bunch of different rewards. So as we grow, hopefully that stuff changes. But right now we just have one level. You can do $1 or you can do 100. You can just choose whatever you want to get.
And one of the things that they get for doing that is
Yeah.
is special access to our Discord, which we've opened up as
Exactly.
well.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to share that.
As soon as you subscribe, you get access to Discord, and we can. If you don't get an invite, we can send you an invite to that, and then you can get into the. Now, two things here.
Everyone can get it.
Everyone can get into Discord now. It's open to anybody. If you go to our website, there's a little Discord button on the top corner. You can click that way up on the top.
That way you can talk to us all week long.
Yeah, if you have a question for us during the middle of the week and you don't want us to talk about it on air, but you just want to chat with us, we respond to that as frequently as possible.
I mean, we know all kinds of things, so ask us anything.
But if you want to like hang out with just the elite patrons and us, there's a private patron channel for only the patrons, and they can come hang out there with us, and we can chat and have a
early
little
information,
discourse.
maybe.
But yep. Anyways, lots of stuff changed, but we're still here. At the heart, it's still the Bathtub Boys.
Yeah.
That you've always loved. We just cut the fat. There is so much more
Our New
coming
Year's
this
resolution
year.
was to lose 2/5 of the size of the tub.
We already lost the weight.
I do want to add, I don't think we mentioned it yet, Eric, our store.
Good.
Oh,
call.
yeah.
Okay, because right now, being the beginning of 2019, 3 more days, guys, so you got to get it before the end of this weekend. 3 more days, there's a 19% discount code.
Right.
You'll see it at the top of the screen. All you have to do is say redeem, put some items in your cart, and buy them so you can go there and get your Men in a Tub coffee
What's the
mug so
code?
you can take it to work with
It's
you.
redeem.
No, the code is CEL19.
Sale 19, but it automatically will add it to your cart.
Oh,
At the
okay.
top of the page, there's a little redeem in the black bar at the top if you go there and take a look. But
Yeah.
that way you can get, you want to talk to a friend or coworker about Men in a Tub, then get a coffee mug and take it to work and put it on your desk. And people will be like, oh, are you gay now? No. This is the best podcast ever. You could say yes to if that's what you are. I'm not saying that you can't. But I'm saying you can get that coffee mug, put it on your desk, and now you have a talking piece.
And there's some
Where you
old
can
school
explain to
stuff on
people.
there too. You can
Yeah.
get some
Yeah.
real vintage Men in a Tub stuff now because there's things like the loop and the poster that has everyone on it. Well, not Kuipers,
Cough,
but
cough.
hey, you're just special.
We're still working on the new potential.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have some
stuff.
new merch in 2019. But if there's anything on there that you want now, it'll probably be going away this year.
I mean, that Horsey Super Bowl L shirt is only $13.99.
That's a great
Well,
shirt.
I'm
great
going to be
shirt.
honest. I went on there. I used the code myself.
What'd you get?
I got 2 different Men in a Tub shirts. The one with the little bathtub and the bubbles, because that's funny. But I got that one
Is
in.
it really funny?
I got that one in purple because of our new color theme.
Ooh.
Right? And then I went with the regular Men in a Tub shirt in pink, baby.
Wait, the one with the website
The one with
on
the
it?
website on
Nice.
it. Yeah. I
proud
don't
of
think
you.
it actually says pink. I forget what the color is. Salmon or something. Anyway, I got those 2 shirts because I'm like, I'm going to support the new look.
Nice.
So
Yeah, hopefully you guys like the new look and the new intro and everything like that. We tried to change it up a little bit. We really appreciate everybody who stuck with us through all the changes and into this new year. Come back next week. We're going to be here every Thursday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Also, don't feel the loop will be around in some form or fashion. We haven't quite figured out how we're going to handle that. Maybe it'll be like a pre-recorded show that gets edited and posted
won't be
directly to
weekly.
YouTube. I don't know what that's going to look like, but we're going to make some changes to that and hopefully keep that feed alive if you're still subscribed to the loop. But that's it for tonight. We'll be back next week at 9 p.m. here on twitch.tv/MinuteTub or wherever you might be listening to us. Thank you all. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope that your resolutions come true. And that's it.
Yeah.
I think that does it.
See you next week.
We'll see y'all next week. Goodbye.